Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me today. My name is Hugo Serrano, and my student code is SO21003. Today, I will like to speak about The Crisis by Thomas Paine. And The Crisis by Thomas Paine is a good example of how bravery should be and how bravery should work in the hearts of those who want to protect and fight and stand for freedom, for what is good and what is correct. Something that I would like is to answer the two questions presented. And the first one is the agreement or disagreement with Thomas Paine's ideas. And I truly believe that he was completely right in his desire to help others, to gain the confidence and that desire to fight for freedom, to stand for what it was right and it was good. First, I think that his personal responsibility, he felt deeply responsible to persuade all Americans, and especially the men who were fighting under General Washington's responsibility at the time of the revolution. He had that personal feeling and that personal responsibility to share with every man that deep desire to become free, free from the slavery that Britain tried to impose them. They were fighting for their families, for their freedom in their own country, in their own land. Something that I truly like and admire from his words, it is a part of his text that where he says, "What we obtain too cheap, we esteem so lightly," meaning that the revolution, yes, it shed a lot of blood. A lot of men were killed because they were fighting against the British army. However, the cause was right. The cause was worth it. They were fighting to become free from the slavery that Britain tried to impose them. He even mentioned in his text that the only one who could have that power or such power over a people or over a country was God. And Britain was trying to impose a lot of taxes and to keep them as a colony, to ensure that Britain would receive the taxes, the goods, the benefits that America was creating. And people at the time, they decided to fight and say no more to that. So I believe and I truly agree with his ideas. I think that those ideas are still useful in our times as it were in his times. We have to fight for what is right. We have to stand for what we believe to be true and for our families, for our lands. I truly believe that he was calling to action, and the action he was calling was for every man to to fight and to do what they could in order to ensure that victory. Now, something that I liked as well from the text, it is the fact that it increased my understanding of historical context, especially in the American Revolution. And the insight was very meaningful because nowadays we are still fighting for our freedom. Perhaps it is not necessarily that we are depending on another country or we are subject to another country, as for example, here in El Salvador, we were with Spain and we gained also our independence, but now we have to fight for our freedom of speech, our freedom of opinion, the values that he was mentioning, the actions that he was stating that we should take in order to fight for our rights are still as important as it were in his time. Now, I also like the fact that he was installing that sense of belonging in every man's heart. He was fighting for what it was good. He was fighting for freedom. He was fighting for that liberty, for that sovereignty over any other country that tried to enslave them, that tried to take advantage of their resources, what they were producing and what they were doing. So, in my opinion, I think that he was definitely trying to inspire others, to motivate them, to ensure that he was guiding others and he was helping others to regain that confidence that they were fighting for something that was worth it, that every sacrifice that was made was ultimately to gain that freedom for them, for their families, and ultimately their country. This is my opinion, and this is what I thought after reading the text. Thank you very much for paying attention. I hope you have a great day. Thank you.